We've got some sort of fluffy cloud action happening here at the moment, which is exciting because we haven't had a lot of weather. This has been sort of perfect every day, which is not me at all. I love the dark and stormy thunder and lightning. So it's currently just on 12 noon. It's 11:59 in Phnom Penh. Scattered cloud. It's probably about 35 degrees today. It's a bit cooler. So if you're watching this on replay or watching it now, if you can please give it a like. If you do like the webcam, I'd really appreciate it. It does help the algorithm, and I need all the help I can get at the moment. I've lost something here. Anytime the wind blows, it blows everything off the balcony. So I'm just searching. These clouds are looking really promising. I can see that when the storm season comes along, like the winds that you get here with the storms are really, quite crazy at times. And I'm lucky that I've got this yellow building to my left, and to the right I've got a little bit of protection as well. But anything that's coming from the south or from the north, I'm going to get hit really hard, especially from the south, because there's not a lot of protection. And that tower in front of me here as well will be a great thing to aim at, because it'll probably get struck by lightning at some point. There's another one over back towards the riverside as well, so I'll be aiming at those. But if I have two phones, I'll be able to shoot time lapse, and I'll also be able to live stream them. Last storm season, I found that retention was a lot higher when there was a storm and lightning going on. And there's like one every day. It's fabulous. Like I'm in heaven. Like I've got a real thing for thunder and lightning. It's really funny. Yeah, they're really fluffy, these clouds. And they're sort of coming in off the sea, so interesting weather. Week after week, and got paid. Hello, M. How you doing? It is currently 11 minutes past 12, past midday in Phnom Penh, Street 136. Scattered clouds today, and currently the temperature is 91 degrees Fahrenheit. So I think that's about 34 centigrade, something like that. If you're watching the live stream for the first time or watching it, recorded, check out my playlists. I've got lots of videos about Cambodia, about moving to Cambodia. I've got interviews with the girls and the characters that work on Street 136 here in the red light districts, the clubs, the bars, where to go out, how to get here, visas, all that sort of stuff. If you want to buy property or rent an apartment or just go out and party, all the things to watch out for. Lots of, I've got one actually that's called Cambodia Dreaming. Like if you're actually keen to move here, go and watch that one. That's a really good video. I actually interview a couple of girls here on the street and sort of get an idea of what it would actually cost here to get married, have a family, buy a home, all that sort of stuff. You could actually buy acreage here. Like if you get married, you could buy acreage here, 4 or 5 acres for $4,000 or $5,000, very cheap, and not that far. Surprisingly close as well to the major centres. So check out my playlists if you haven't already. I've lived here since August, but I've also lived here before. I've had a few sort of 6-month sort of stints previously, but I'm here permanently now. I first came here in the early 2000s, and it's been my sort of go-to place for pretty much that long. I was working in Bangkok at the time, and my boss sent me to Phnom Penh, and I was a bit apprehensive about coming because I didn't really know much about it, and just fell in love with it before I even sort of cleared immigration. Like Cambodia, if you haven't been, it's just fabulous. Like I really love Cambodia. And it's a big thing as well because I've lived in Spain, I've lived in Thailand. Both of those places are fabulous. I've lived in London. I just really love Cambodia. Have you been to Cambodia, Em? Um, well, it depends on the traveller. I mean, if they're a friend, then perhaps. If they're a love interest, then perhaps. It just depends. I mean, the thing about here, like you come here and it's like you're just constantly meeting. It's not that everyone is like this, but you're constantly meeting people that are potential love interests that you think to yourself, I could marry this person. Like they're just amazing, and they really genuinely are. Like they're like it. Like I often say that Thailand is a bit like leaving college or high school and going out into the workforce, whereas Cambodia is more into high school. It, there's an innocence about this place, but there's also an intelligence and a I don't know. There's a thing about the Khmer and everything that they've been through that have made them the way that they are. And when you get here for the first time, you notice it, and after a while, you start to notice all the other things that aren't here. Like for instance, there's very few, in comparison with Western cities in Phnom Penh. There's very few traffic lights. Even like most of the inner city, sort of the heart of Phnom Penh, don't have traffic lights. It's just basically everybody works together to get through the intersection. You don't see any alcohol violence. You don't see at all. You might see the odd Westerner that might cause a problem, but you don't see the Khmer, doing that, like those sort of things. It's very, very rare. That sort of thing will happen here. No violence at all. There's no big police presence on the ground either. It's the complete opposite of everything that we've got, and so many of those opposites are far better than the way that we live. You should definitely come out. Like if you're interested in moving to a country or just visiting and enjoying it, like Cambodia is a great option because inflation is very, very low, so the cost of living here is really affordable. If you come here with $10,000 US, you can literally make a life here. And if you bought that here after having been here before and you'd already met some potential partner or what have you, $10,000 is the sort of money that you could literally, it'd be a big step towards home ownership here. Because you can buy blocks of land here so cheap, or even just apartments, that are so inexpensive. So if you get yourself an income source, pretty soon you could get established here very quickly. It really is. Have you seen my live streams before? Because if you haven't, make sure you look at night. I stream here at night as well, and it lights up like a Christmas tree because there's no street lights, so it's just all the ambient light that comes out of the bars and the neon signs and all that sort of stuff. So Phnom Penh at night is really beautiful. It really comes into its own. No traffic lights. Very, like in the centre here, you don't really see a lot of accidents. Like when you think about the infrastructure and so forth that they've had here for so many years, which is all being upgraded now, it's surprising how few accidents they really do have. Given that they don't have the same sort of laws that we have. And it's the same with alcohol as well. Like you can buy alcohol here 24 hours a day, but you don't see issues with alcohol like you do back home. You never see the police coming along and dragging people away and punching them or anything like that. It's very peaceful in Cambodia. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I'm just looking forward to getting through this next couple of months, because the last few months have been really hard. I struggle with the weather this time of the year as well. I prefer the wet season. There's never been a better time to come, especially like your first time. Before you come as well, watch a couple of my videos. There's one that's called TikTok Girls, and there's another one that's called Escaping the West. Watch both of those. And why? Checking. Yeah, just at night. It just the way it lights up at night. It's just like, that's something that I never get sick of looking at. I just love how it lights up with all the colours and stuff. Or do you mean why is now a good time? Oh, and it's just been a struggle. Like I came here sort of after I'd been attacked by 4 youths in Australia with 3 hammers. They stole my car and my wallet and my phone, and they belted me with hammers and dragged me down the road. So I ended up deciding just to leave Australia and come to Cambodia. And I was delayed getting like into any sort of paid work and stuff like that. It took me a lot longer to sort of get through the course that I was doing as well, like to teach. But now, like, I've got the channel monetized now, and like things are starting to look up over the next few months. So I've just been fortunate that I've been able to sort of stay afloat. But Cambodia's fabulous, you know. Like, if you haven't been, you should definitely come. It's by far my favorite country, and I've been to lots of countries. I just love the people here and like the way they live, you know. Yeah, like financially, it's been a real drain. It's been hard. But once I get through this month, like the end of next month's looking really good. So it's just you know, gritting my teeth and just going with it. There's been a lot of 2-minute noodles, you know. In that time as well, I had to go to Vietnam to finish the course for a month. That was fabulous. Loved it, but it was it wasn't something I was expecting to have to do. So that sort of really ate into my money. So I've just been fortunate that I've managed to keep all the balls in the air, and I've picked up a couple of little contracts here, like doing marketing for different businesses and stuff. So that's sort of given me a little bit of extra money. I've been lucky as well. Like a few of my subscribers have supported me, so it looks like I'm going to get through. I'm with the live stream as well. I'm going 24 hours a day. So once I get a second phone, I'll stream, you know, all day and all night. Yeah, actually, one of my biggest problems at the moment is my feet. You tend to get really cracked feet over here, and they tend to dry out as well a lot more. And you've got to be careful with that coming into the wet season, because if you've got, you know, holes in your shoes, or you're wearing thongs or something like that, like the water over here can get really dirty, and you can get cellulitis, which is like blood poisoning. I picked it up in Siem Reap about 5 years ago, and I was in hospital for a week back in Australia. So be careful of that. You know, if you've got any cuts in your feet or something like anything like that, like keep it clean. because you can easily get blood poisoning over here, or anywhere really. But like in Phnom Penh and Siem Reap especially. But I love it when you go to get like your feet done here, because it costs you like, you know, $5, and like you walk out and you've got baby feet. This week's Khmer phrase of the week is PON, P-O-N for Nelly, man, PON man, which means how much in Khmer, which is a very handy phrase here on Street 136, because you want to know how much things cost. Oh, that's all right, no problem. Like, check out my my playlist. Like, I've got loads and loads of interviews that I've done with the people that work here on Street 136. A lot of the girls and the characters, and yeah, just lots of stuff about moving to Cambodia, living in Cambodia, the nightlife and the clubs and the bars, all that sort of stuff. And I live stream here every day, so like every day, every night, and soon it'll be 24 hours. So you got to see all the thunderstorms and all the stuff that goes on. Yeah, so just getting back to that Khmer phrase of the week, PON man. If you're coming to Cambodia, you need to be able to say this. It means how much, and it's spelt P-O-N for Nelly, M-A-N, PON man. So when you're on Street 136 and you need to buy something or pay for something, you say PON man. That's how much. So it's currently 12:32 p.m. in Phnom Penh. Scattered cloud, and you're on Street 136 at the heart of the red light district. I have a family of pigeons that live in my roof, but I'm actually pretty sure that they all sleep up there at night. They've got nests up there and baby pigeons. So it's not too bad actually. It's almost purpose built for them. When you come to Phnom Penh, take a rickshaw. I went about 17 years without actually taking a rickshaw at all. And the moment I got on one and we took off down the road, I thought to myself, I should have done this earlier. It's a really good way to get around Phnom Penh, like being such a flat city as well. It reminds me a lot of Amsterdam in that way, like being so flat and a grid city. Same sort of feel as well. So I've decided that I'm going to finally learn Khmer properly, or at least some broken Khmer, so I can talk properly and be understood. And this week, my Khmer phrase is PHNOM PEH, P-O-N for Nelly, M-A-N, and it means how much. It's an easy way of asking how much something costs. So I'm pretty happy with myself that I've actually learnt that now, because I haven't known that all this time. In Phnom Penh, you can actually easily never learn Khmer, because there's so many people here that actually do speak at least some English, and quite a few that speak very good English. But yeah, it's lazy, so I've got to finally learn the basics of Khmer, at least. I know some, but just not enough. It's really starting to warm up here at the moment. This afternoon the wind sort of dropped off, but the clouds are rolling in, so hopefully the weather will defy the weatherman. If you're watching the channel for the first time, come back and watch it at night, because it lights up like a Christmas tree. There's no street lights on Street 136, so it's just all the neon signs, and it looks like Christmas all year round. It's really cool. And check out my playlist as well. There's loads of stuff on Cambodia, and interviews with the girls that work in the red light district, and all the colourful characters around Cambodia, moving to Cambodia, where to go out, where to party, all that sort of stuff. So check out my playlists. I live here on Street 136, on the top floor of this sort of old French colonial building. I pay $200 a month rent. In this new apartment that I've just moved into. The one across the road that I was living in was $270. This one's 2-bedroom with great views. The one across the road was great, but it was only 1 bedroom, but it was a very big apartment for $270. If you add $100 a month for electricity, maybe $10, $15 for water, and then say a budget of $10 a day, you can have yourself a pretty good life in Cambodia. If you're earning between $1,000 and $1,250 US a month, you're living quite well here. Yeah, if you double that, you're really living the life. Money here goes a long way, and it's only when you've been here for quite a few months that you really realise, how far just a little bit of money can go here. So keep that in mind if you're coming. But definitely check out my playlist. The interviews that I do with the girls as well are really good. If you haven't seen any of my videos, go and watch Cat Calls in Cambodia, and also Cambodia Dreaming is also a really good one, where I interview a couple of girls downstairs about what it would cost to marry them, and buy a home, buy a bit of acreage, have a farm. Surprisingly, very little money. You can buy blocks of land in Cambodia for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for acreage. It's crazy cheap here. Like inflation's very low. The people are just adorable. Very safe, very stable, very free. Yes, exactly. I need coconut oil. Ironically though, coconut oil is one of the very few things here that is actually, it can be a little bit expensive, or maybe it's just the places that I go. But all the years I've been coming here, I've never been able to get it at a good price. And because I've been financially, struggling recently. I've let my feet go. But as soon as I get on top of what I have at the moment, I'll definitely be doing that. I love coconut oil as well because it's like really good for your hair and your skin, but it also stops your hair from turning grey. I find, like, if you get a grey hair, put coconut oil on it, and eat raw garlic as well. That's also really, really good for your hair because it's high in sulfur, and your hair loves it. And raw garlic's a blood thinner as well, so it helps to stop your hair from falling out. So get into the raw garlic. I think Viagra, or maybe it's Cialis, has the compound in it that you get in raw garlic, or a synthetic version of it. So it's good for that as well. Okay, so it's currently 1:45 in the afternoon in Phnom Penh. What time is it where you are? Must be around like midnight in the United States, I'd say, or on the East Coast or West Coast. $10:45 West Coast, yeah. So what? It's that'd be 12:45 in New York, yeah. Or is it 1:35? Is it 2 hours or 3 hours difference? I've noticed as well, just in the last couple of days, a real influx of Americans arriving. So I think they're sort of early like birds for their holidays. Seems to be a lot of like new ones that have come in. We've seen the light. When do you think you'll be here, Sean? I know you've told me, but it's been a pretty intense few weeks. Okay. It's about the same distance, I think, from Perth to Sydney, New York to LA. Okay. Ah, it's miles away. Hopefully I survive. I'll be right. I'm noticing that the stairs slowly getting easier as well. November will be good though, so the end of the wet season, water festival will be on. Yeah, I'm going to say it again, the Khmer phrase of the week is Pon Man. P-O-N for Nelly, M-A-N. And it means how much in Khmer, or the Cambodian language. So Pon Man. If you're going to come to Street 136, you're going to have to ask how much, right? So Pon Man. Hey Sarah, how you doing? Good day in Phnom Penh today. Whereabouts are you? If you're watching the channel for the first time, make sure you check it out at night, because there's no street lights here, so it's just all the neon signs, so it really looks like a Christmas tree. It's really cool. Oh God, yeah. Like the other day, it was really funny actually. I went to the markets and I got the water. And of course I went to the markets because it was cheaper. But I'm buying the water, I'm thinking, Jesus, what I saved 20 cents or something. I had to lug it all the way back. And then I got halfway back and I was like, I'm not gonna make it. So I grabbed a tuk-tuk driver and I said, Bong, I said, look, you take this to my apartment, which is like half a block. I'll give you $1 if you take it upstairs. And he gets to the bottom of the stairs and he looks up and he's like, Bong, nah, look, take the money back. I can't do it, So I gave him 1,000 real. I got 75 cents back. So, but yeah, I'm hearing you. I need to get those big things delivered, because when you run out of water here, getting dehydrated is the last thing you want in Cambodia. Yeah, funny. All those struggles, like all the things that you don't expect. Like, my feet, for instance, like you don't expect to get all these cracks in your feet. Like, all the little unique things about Cambodia. The no street lights, the no traffic lights, it's amazing. it's going to be a nice sunset. So I'll be online for the sunset this afternoon, as I am most days, and throughout most of the night into the morning as well. I'll be streaming a lot tonight. From about, I'd say the end of next month, I should be streaming pretty much 24 hours a day. So you'll always be able to see, like, you know, the weather and the nightlife, and what's happening here. Get to hear all the sounds, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, coconut water is really good. I find it also just the mango smoothies. They've just got so many good things in them. The days that I don't have a mango smoothie here, I really don't feel good. Hey Bong, how you doing? How's Bangkok today? How's the weather there? Any storms? I'd kill for a storm right now. If you're watching the channel for the first time as well, if you like it, please give it a like for YouTube, so it keeps them happy. And check my playlists. I've got loads of stuff, loads of interviews with the Khmer and the girls that work on the street here, on Street 136 in the Red Light District. All the bars, the clubs, you know, where to stay, where to go out, and also how to move to Cambodia, how to get a job here, all that sort of stuff. If you've never been, it's a really good time to come, you know, like this next sort of 12 months. You're allowed to live here, you're allowed to work here as well, you know, like you can get yourself a job, you can get yourself a visa easily. Like in comparison with all the other countries in Southeast Asia, Cambodia is by far the easiest. Like you literally just, you know, rock up and you get your visa at the airport on arrival. There's no mucking around. Very peaceful country, very safe. And just amazing nightlife. Like the nightlife in Phnom Penh, personally I think it's, you know, the best I've seen, and like I've been all around the world, you know, like I just love Cambodia. Phnom Penh is kind of like a cross between Bangkok, Amsterdam and Barcelona. It's like a grid city, but it's very flat. It's like those three cities on magic mushrooms basically. It's a really amazing place. You know, every day in Phnom Penh feels like a Friday. You know, Friday, New Year's Eve, Christmas Day, all in one, 365 days a year. I mean, that's Cambodia for me. You know, that's why I'm here. Nowhere else on earth do I feel more sort of relaxed or free as I do in Cambodia. And that's even like, you know, when you don't really have that much money, you know, like, I mean, like when you have money here, it's like you feel like the king of the world, you know. Yeah, it's hot in Phnom Penh too, but we've been getting some nice breeze occasionally, but it's it's cooler today than what it has been. I think Bangkok and Ho Chi Minh get it a little bit worse than Phnom Penh this time of year. Yeah, exactly. Ho Chi Minh too. But that's another thing I like about Phnom Penh. You know, you don't have any traffic problems. You never have any tuk-tuk problems. Very rarely, you know, like, I mean, there's so many good tuk-tuk drivers in Phnom Penh in comparison with other places. I mean, you go to Ho Chi Minh, there's no tuk-tuks at all. Cambodia's a great place. What is that peddler selling? He's selling clams, the one below us here. Yeah, he's selling those little, they call them oysters, but they're actually like a little clammy sort of thing, that they put spices and stuff on. I think they dry them or whatever they do with them, but I've never been into them. I mean, the first day I came to Phnom Penh, I had a whole heap of crazy things, and I didn't have any of those, and I never have. I don't know why. I'm sure that I'd regret it, you know, if I did have them. I'm sure they're very nice. Just woke up for a drink of water. 1:56 here. Well, thank you so much for coming back, Laurie. Come to Cambodia again. Come on out. I'm waiting for you.
So just coming up to 1 p.m. now. It's 2 minutes to 1 in Phnom Penh. No, my pleasure. Look, thank you for letting me into your country. Like, ever since I came here, it's been like pizza and cheese. You know, I've never felt safer than I do in Cambodia, on so many different levels. Like, living amongst the Khmer is a real joy. Even in, like, Phnom Penh, like the biggest city in the country, and it still feels like it's a big village. It's real community, You never get lonely here, ever. Yeah, it's going really well. My day's going really well. I'm sort of getting a bit done today. Steadily, I'm getting there. I can see that I'm jumping through the hoops to get where I need to be. So another 6-8 weeks, I think it'll be a whole different situation here for me. Yeah, I'm getting there, Bong. As long as I get to stay here, I'd be happy with a bronze medal, Yeah, it's just a different way of life that is just better in so many different ways. And it's true irony, because like there's so many things about Cambodia that you just look at and think, how can you say that? But at the same time, you come and live here, it's very, very hard to go back to the West. There's just so many things that you don't see here that you do see in the West that you're just better off without. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm always very positive about Cambodia. It's the fear of, especially with what's going on in Australia at the moment. I mean, with the housing crisis and stuff like that, to go back there after being here so long, I'd really struggle. For me, that's just not an option. I have to make this work, and it is working, which is great. But the last few months has been really hard. But Cambodia hard in comparison with our hard is nothing really, in a lot of ways. Whilst you do get desperate here, if you're poor in the West, especially in Australia, the cost of living is so high that you're in a much worse situation because the cost of living here is just so much cheaper. And it's as simple as that. And the weather as well, it lends itself to people that are poor, because you don't get really cold weather like in Cambodia. So there's a lot more places for people to sleep, and you don't really see the homelessness here at all, really. I mean, most people sleep in their tuk-tuks or their rickshaws. They might have hammocks, that sort of stuff. It's kind of glamming it, in comparison with what you see in Australia, like in Melbourne especially, or Adelaide with the cold weather. Imagine being homeless through that, through the winter, or in New York or somewhere. Just a nightmare. And also, they don't alienate them. In the West, if you're poor or you're really unsuccessful, you tend to be sort of left behind. Whereas here, they sort of all live amongst each other, and there's not so much of that looking down their noses at each other as well. You don't really see that. Everyone's accepted for who they are. Bye. Have a good sleep. Oh, sorry, that's not the. Okay, you're still here, Laurie. I thought that was you for a second. I haven't got my glasses on, but yeah. There's lots to love about Cambodia. I lived in Bangkok, and I've lived in Barcelona and Amsterdam, but I still love living here more. So 2 minutes past 1 in Phnom Penh. So I'll probably be online at the moment until about 2, and then I'll be back online from about 5 onwards and throughout most of the night into the morning, which I am most of the time. If you're new to the channel as well, check out my playlist, check out the interviews that I've done with the girls that work in the red light district here. the clubs and the bars and accommodation, all the good things about living in Cambodia. All of the live feeds are also recorded, so they're under my live feed playlist, so you can go and check those out. You can also check out all my other videos on living here and all the quirky things about Cambodia that I love, and all the sounds and the sights. There's a lot of stuff here that's very surprising. You know, a lot of stuff that's missing here that you don't really miss at all. So go check those out. I've got a lot of really good videos coming up also into the wet season this year. I'm sort of starting to work on it at the moment, so keep an eye out for those. A lot more interviews as well. And of course the wild weather here in Southeast Asia throughout the wet season. No worries, Laurie. Hey, listen, have a good sleep, and thank you once again for watching. I really appreciate it. Every time you come back, you're helping me, you know. Every view counts. If you are coming to Cambodia for the first time, you have to check out the markets here, and don't just go to the touristy ones. Like, go to a lot of the local ones where they sell the food, and you know, they have the butchers and all that sort of stuff. Like the Kendal market, which is about a block away from here, is really good at about 5 a.m. If you're up early, head to the markets. If you're coming home early in the morning as well, head to the markets, because you can get yourself a nice feed or some breakfast. It's an inexpensive way to go. But here on Street 136, you've also got heaps of good options for food as well. Just more expensive. But if you're on holiday, you want some comfort food, it's here 24 hours a day. It's not like what it was 10, 15 years ago. Like it was very limited back in those days, but now it's really expanded a lot. In Siem Reap as well, a lot in Siem Reap. It's improved exponentially. Yeah, so for the next, what time is it now? It's like 1 o'clock. In about 3 hours here, the whole of Phnom Penh starts its transition into, like turning into a butterfly basically. Like the daytime is great here, but it really comes into its own at night. And it really just looks like Christmas all year round. It's there's nowhere else really like it. Especially the no street lights really gives it that Christmassy feel with all of the neon. It's one of my favourite things about Phnom Penh. Okay, so I'm just going to say it just one more time on this stream. My Khmer phrase of the week is "pon man," which means how much. Pon, P-O-N for Nelly, man, M-A-N. Pon man, how much, which comes in really handy here on Street 136 when you want to know how much something is. So I'm learning Khmer myself at the moment, so I'm just continually repeating, trying to retain the information. So are any of you coming out to Phnom Penh in the near future, or planning on taking your first trip, or moving out? What are you going to do, Sean? Like, are you planning on staying in the States long term, or will you guys end up moving back out here? Yeah. It's kind of like getting to that point now where I think it's a lot easier than it was for a family to do it, 10 years ago, for instance. Like or even for people to retire, because it's getting a lot more of those things that you just need, when you've got certain circumstances. But Phnom Penh's good for ones that retire because there's a lot of flat surfaces. So, and with the tuk-tuks and stuff, it sort of lends itself to retirement. It's just the medical situation, which is improving all the time. But you can always skip across the border to Vietnam or Thailand as well. But they've got excellent healthcare if you're got the money to pay for it. But it's still relatively cheap compared to ours. I was actually really blown away with the doctors and nurses and so forth in Ho Chi Minh City. They were really excellent. It was fantastic service. Like you paid a little bit extra to go straight through, and you just rocked up and saw the doctor immediately, and then they had you off to the specialist. Then you were getting your scans or whatever. Like it was makes us look like we're like living back with Fred Flintstone full time if I can fund it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm lucky that I've got nobody else to look after, so I can sort of wing it. But yeah. I'd like to have a bit of land here and sort of have a garden and stuff like that. Grow vegetables. Yeah, exactly. Same in Thailand, and it's testament to the fact that Thailand's got some of the best plastic surgeons in the world. That the lady boys look so good, The dentists and the plastic surgeons are outstanding. It's sort of like little luxuries as well, like even just getting your feet done, or all those things that are relatively expensive back home, which is so much cheaper. If anyone wants to move the camera or look in a different direction, just let me know. I'm just pointing west at the moment because the sun's sort of heading in that direction. If you look the other way, if you haven't seen the channel before, it looks towards the river. And to the south, sort of skyscrapers of Phnom Penh. If you live in a cold place as well and you want to get away somewhere that's warm, you know, the consistency of the weather here is freakish at times. It's just always good weather, basically. And even when it's the wet season, it's always good weather, and then you'll get a thunderstorm, and then it's good weather again. It's you know, some days you'll get like 3 storms, you know. Yeah, this afternoon I'm just going to follow up and see if any funding's come through. I still owe the landlord a little bit of money, and then I got rent due at the end of the month, so I've got a shortfall until then. But I think I've got it covered. I'm pretty sure I got it covered. I'll tell you what, I get through this month and there'll be no stopping me. Oh yeah, definitely. You don't get as many of the fly in, fly out guys like you do in Thailand though here, which I'm often really surprised at, because the money just goes so much further in Cambodia, and I genuinely think it's better. Like, you know, having lived in both, I just prefer it here. I mean, it's great to go visit Bangkok or, you know, Thailand or Vietnam or Ho Chi Minh, whatever. But as far as living, yeah, Cambodia is just such a joy to live here. Like, you often get what you expect in Cambodia. Yeah, John, this is live, mate. Yep, live every day, every day, every night, and soon it'll be 24 hours. But yeah, like in Thailand and Vietnam, you often get what you expect to get. You know, sometimes you don't, but you know, when you don't, often it'll be a negative thing. But often here, when you don't get what you expect, it's often a good thing, because it's something that's pleasant, you know. The Khmer often surprise me in that regard, even when they're, you know, like, you get good and bad everywhere. Like, like if you get one that's sort of like ripping you off a little bit or whatever, that, yeah, the way it's done is not as malicious, so to speak, and you see, you know, far less of it here than you do, you know, in Vietnam and Thailand. Yeah, no worries, John. Hey, check in again. Make sure you come and check it out at night, because it lights up like a Christmas tree. This is Street 136 in the Red Light District, and the whole, like, there's no street lights, so it looks really cool with all the neon signs and stuff. There's also pre-recorded ones as well. You can go and check it out on my channel. This time of the day, probably United States or Canada, maybe.
I always like to see, like, yeah, lots of likes. It's good to see 6 likes there today. Yeah, that's progress. It's good to let, you know, YouTube know that, you know, what we're doing here, yeah, not untoward, but also to help the algorithm. What, it must be like West Coast, yeah, this time of night. Get loads of Americans, like there's heaps of Americans coming out here at the moment. It's there's been a real influx. Like when COVID hit, like it just killed everything. But just in the last 6 weeks, it just seems to be picking up. But it's amazing, like inflation is like 0 here. You know, like it's so low in comparison, you know. Yeah, 11.20. So in Australia right now it'd be 4.21 or something. It's crazy the time differences. I like to try and stream as well, like on the weekends and all that sort of stuff. I like to stream to suit you guys as well. So because a big part of my audience is the United States, about 25-30% is from America. You got secrets over here. LA. I've been to LA one time. I had a good time, but I saw a lot of things there that freaks me out as well. It's one of my first trips out of Australia. Yeah, this is the red light. This is the red light district of Phnom Penh. So it's about like altogether, it's probably about a 12 block radius. You have lots of bars and stuff like that, but the main area is probably about a 6 block radius, you know, with Street 136, Street 130, and a few of the surrounding streets. Great place. Like, have you been to Cambodia before? If you haven't, you definitely come. Like, like a lot of people probably think I'm crazy about Cambodia, but it's just, once you get sort of a taste for Cambodia, it's hard not to come back. Another good thing about living in Phnom Penh as well is the bus journeys. Like if you take buses from Phnom Penh to say Ho Chi Minh City, it's dead flat, dead straight all the way. Very comfortable coaches that you travel in and stuff like that, and doesn't take a lot of time. Very inexpensive. So if you want to go to Ho Chi Minh especially, it's a real joy, by bus. To Bangkok, it's not too bad, but it's not as good. So, if you can't fly for some reason, you're not stuck,
Oh, mate, I tell you, if you come out, or if any of you come out, like, you know, like, yeah, let me know. I'll take you out. Like, I have regular people that land in Phnom Penh, and you know, while they're here, I often go out with them and you know, show them around if they haven't been here before. But it really is. It's like a cross between Amsterdam and Bangkok, you know. But with a, I don't know. It's hard to put your finger on it, but there's a lot of stuff here that is unique to Cambodia. It's not just like another sort of Thailand. It's its own thing, and it's addictive. You know, it really is. You know, the nightlife here. You know, in Phnom Penh, if you've got a couple of $100 in your pocket and you go out in this city, there is no, you know, there's nothing that you can't really do. I mean, you know, you can fulfill your wildest fantasies here. You know, if you're coming here for a party or a Bucks weekend or something like that, it's very conservative in comparison with Thailand, but in good ways that are very alluring. Yeah, it's I don't know. Like, I mean, I've been coming here for so many years now, and I still have trouble verbalizing Cambodia and actually explaining what it is, because it's constantly surprising me. Yeah, I've taken that bus. I've taken that bus from Trat all the way up to Kep and Kampot, and then all the way back to Phnom Penh, and then all the way up to Siem Reap, like the sleeper bus, and it wasn't claustrophobic. So and sometimes they try and put you in a small compartment, and I start to freak out. So coming up to 1:30 here in Phnom Penh, still no rain. We've had no rain here for, God, it feels like about 2 months. I love the wet season. The wet season in Cambodia for me is the best time of the year to come. Even if you're going to the beach, you know, come in the wet season. You know, every night there's a great light show, and you know, the storms don't last very long. Cools things down. It's a great time to come to Cambodia. Yes, yeah, I have. I've been there. I've been to the salt flats and stuff like that as well. When I first went, though, it was a lot different. It was, yeah, it was still really recovering. That whole industry. Yeah, definitely. Oh God, yeah. Like, you don't see any. Like, I haven't really witnessed anything that I've gone and looked, oh, that looks a bit dodgy, you know. You do get some of the Khmer girls that are like, yeah, 18, 19, that look young, but they've all got IDs, you know, they're all proper IDs and stuff like that. So, you know, it's certainly a far cry from the reputation that they give it. And I even say to people a lot, like, there's very little conventional prostitution in Cambodia. It's not like it is in like the West or in or even in Thailand. You know, it's a whole different setup over here. Like, most of the girls that work on this street, you know, very rarely will go with a customer. There's just too many girls and not enough customers. So the majority of them are making money by, you know, getting drinks out of the guys that are going with other girls. You've only got to count, you know, the number of people that walk down the street every night, and to work it out. It's yeah, it's an interesting place, Phnom Penh. But yeah, that's not to say that everything else doesn't happen. But it's just to say it's definitely different. What's the legal? I assume it's 18, isn't it? I don't know. I've never actually looked into that actually. But yeah, I've always just assumed 18 is a safe bet. But I got a girlfriend, so you know, I'm a good boy. But you see everything here, like you know, like a lot of good people. Like the Khmer are adorable people. They're really, really good people. And if you're wanting to, yeah, make friends or even find a partner or a wife or a husband, it's a great place to come because they're quality, human beings. Yeah, it probably is. It's. I often compare the Khmer to Cheshire cats. You know, they're very proper and they're very conservative in their way. They've got these lovely smiles, and I often feel inferior in a lot of ways, in my Western ways, because they do things in a certain manner that they always take their shoes off at the door and all that sort of stuff. Like this every time, like they're very conscientious. Often they'll work 7 days or every day of the month, purely because they can get ahead and stuff like that. Like, I mean, most of us would really struggle doing and living the lives that they live, but they live their lives with grace, and even the ones that are not that financial, they always look often immaculate, even if they're just wearing pajamas. It's really amazing. It's a real credit to them. But I suspect the reason for all of this is because of the history of Cambodia. That's molded these people into these, amazing human beings. I mean, I'd love to marry one. I'd love to get married here and have a family and a home and a farm and all that sort of stuff. And if you want to do that, you can do it really inexpensively. If you came here with, even $20,000 or $30,000, you've got a serious prospect of having a real life here with assets. Especially if you've been here a few times before and you've set yourself up to go there with that sort of money, and you've already had a partner and a plan. You could really make a dream life in Cambodia. Like if you're looking to escape the West, this is the place with the easy visa option where it's free, where it's there's no violence, it's very peaceful, the people are lovely and they're all adorable, and it's like living amongst supermodels. It's sometimes it's a bit off-putting, but it's funny. Like after living 6 months, I've actually lost weight. Like I've probably lost about 2 stone. I'm starting to get down to my 18, 19, 20 sort of weight. So I'm pretty happy with that. At 52, I was getting a bit porky back home. If you were to come to Cambodia with, 30, 40, 50, 60 or $100,000, like $100,000, you could literally buy, like if you had a partner here, or even just on your own, you can buy strata title apartments here as a Westerner on your own. I believe there's a way now as well that you can buy, I think, one house as well. But if you have a wife or husband, and you can buy pretty much anything in Cambodia, and a lot of the acreage that's relatively close to the capital cities is just ridiculously inexpensive. Yeah, $186 a month, I know, exactly. So, if you've got $5,000, you can buy probably 5 acres, and that's no exaggeration. Oh, definitely. Yeah, very friendly towards Americans, which is ironic because it was the American and the British governments that caused all the problems here. The bloody CIA and MI6 and the SAS. Like once you learn the true history, you're shocked, that the people here don't hold a grudge, but they don't. If there are some that do, you would never know. It is, they are the most placid people. There's no violence, very peaceful, real quality human beings, Like, go and watch some of my videos. I talk about this a lot. It's when I was working in Bangkok and I came here for the first time, I was just shocked at the difference between the Khmer and Thailand. It's that border was cut off for a long time, and what came out the other end is it's they really put us to shame in so many different areas. They're very conscientious. Like if we opened up our borders and let them into our countries, well, nobody'd have a job because they're just they're that far ahead of us, you know. Even the ones that haven't been to school, like you meet kids that are, you know, 6 or 8 or 10, and they've got the street smarts of an old man, you know. Like it's amazing. It really is. And I'm pretty sure that they can actually tell from our, you know, the way that we dress and also the way we smell that we've just landed in the country. Because I swear to God they know, you know. And you get that common question, you know, how long you stay in Cambodia, just like how long you stay in Thailand or Vietnam. It's very common in Southeast Asia. They want to know how long you're going to stay here, or have you been here before? You know, what do you know about the country? You know, need is the mother of invention, and there's certainly a genuine need and a certain level of desperation. But at the same time, you don't see the same you know, situations occur in Cambodia that you see in Thailand or Vietnam. You don't see the same sort of violence. There's no alcohol-fueled violence at all, unless it's usually a Westerner involved. No alcohol laws, so go figure. You like police dragging people off at 3 o'clock in the morning. There's none of that, you know. There's no uniformed police presence really at all, especially at night. They're around, but they're discreet and they're not violent at all. You know, like I've seen a lot of violence in, you know, when I was living in Thailand and definitely back in Australia. Like it's really bad there. We've got real issues with, you know, real heavy-handed tactics by the police, especially in these sort of areas back in Australia. It's really bad. Okay, so pretty soon I've got to log off for a while, but I will be back online probably 5:30 for the sunset, and then I'll be off again about 7, and then I'll be back on about 9:30, and then through into the morning. So if you're watching this recorded, thank you for watching, and yeah, like check out my playlists. And remember, if you're coming to Phnom Penh, Pon Man, it means how much. P-O-N for Nelly, M-A-N. That is my phrase of the week. Pon Man. It's Khmer for how much, which you will need to be able to say if you're coming to the red light district. You're going to want to know how much, right? You're making me hungry, Sean. Yeah, the reason I have to jump offline is I need to go and see if this guy's come through for me today. Hopefully he'll message me. But I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here, which is really encouraging. You know, albeit, you know, still walking uphill in ridiculous weather, you know, uphill in both directions. But I am getting there. I'd like to, but it's a couple of dollars that I could probably use elsewhere. I just don't want to, like, if I have, I'm not sure if I'll have money in 24 hours or if it'll be like, you know, 72 at the moment. I'm expecting money today, but I lost my cards as well. So it's painfully slow at the moment. I'm actually going to see ABA as well, because I need to go and get an ABA card because I haven't got one yet. So I was going to walk over to the Central Market and do that this afternoon. And while I'm there, I'll inquire about the other. And I want to make a video over there as well of the Central Market again, because that food court there, it's really improving. Every time I go there, it's getting better, which is great for Phnom Penh. So tonight I'll have the noodles, I think, tonight. I think I've got one egg there as well, so. I'm losing weight, you know, I actually look fit, which is kind of bizarre because I'm not. Anyway, I should skip off and yeah, like log back on tonight, like watch the live stream tonight, and I'll try and make it a good one. I want to do a bit more editing this afternoon as well, so I will talk to you soon. Have a good sleep if you're going to sleep, and mate, come out here and spend a few months, and you'll soon get there. The stairs helps a lot, you know. Even at the other one, the stairs were pretty intense. But I better go. It's getting late. It's getting up to 2 o'clock, so I'm not sure what time all these offices close. So it's always good to talk to you, Sean. There's a small group of you that talks to me quite regularly, and you've sort of popped up out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting you at all. You know, that came as a real shock to me when you helped me out. So I really wasn't expecting it. You know, like I was fully expecting to have to. So thank you again. And yeah, I'll be back online at between 5 and 5:30, and throughout most of the night and into the morning, and on to the sunrise tomorrow as well. So currently, at the moment, it's 19 minutes to 2 in Phnom Penh. It's a beautiful afternoon here. It's currently 34 degrees centigrade, so it's a nice day in Phnom Penh. So I'll be back online between 5 and 5:30, and then throughout most of the evening and into the morning. So check back in, check out my playlists. Go and have a look at the videos that I've made with the interviews of the girls that work on Street 136, the nightlife, the bars, you know, where to stay, you know, how to move to Cambodia, you know, how to get married in Cambodia, you know, what it's going to cost you to, you know, have a Khmer family or buy a house. It's surprisingly little in comparison with what we have back home. So if you're looking for an escape plan from where you are, come and check out Cambodia. I'll be back online in a couple of hours, so thank you for watching, and I'll just give you another minute there and I'll log off. Please give it a like too if you haven't. It really helps, you know, YouTube keep them off my back and keep them happy. If you haven't been to Cambodia, yeah, come visit. Surprise you, especially if you stay long term. Yeah, so if you're new to the channel, check out my playlist. Check out the interviews that I've done with the girls in the red light district here. I highly recommend it. It's a good way to get to know Cambodia from the ground up. So. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Good night, Sean. Good night, Mrs. Sean. Good night, baby Sean. Talk to you soon, and bye for now.